Good afternoon.
Hello and welcome to InstaForex Economic News TV channel with us, Takhmina Salomova
and Anna Kasatkina.
You're watching the currency and commodity market review for the last week.
What change took place in the foreign exchange market throughout last week?
The US dollar on Friday flipped into positive territory against many of its rivals in the aftermath of December consumer price inflation figures. One exception was the British pound, which defended its strength after it was reported that a delay to the March 29th Brexit was becoming increasingly likely. The pound climbed to a session high of $1.2867. In response, it last traded at 1.2851 versus 1.2749 late Thursday. Sterling also rallied against the euro, with €1 last trading at £0.8926, down by 1%. Meanwhile, the Australian versus the US dollar pair surged Friday to 0.7234, its highest level in almost a month, finishing the week with gains above the 0.7200 level. The Aussie rallied despite no actual reasons. Chinese inflation figures released earlier in the day missed expectations, and equities worldwide had a mixed performance. At the same time, the euro-dollar pair gave back half of its weekly gains last Friday, closing around 1.1460 amid a sudden return to the greenback. There was no particular catalyst for the dollar's recovery, although profit-taking ahead of this week's events and renewed fears of a global economic slowdown played their part. In crypto trades, Bitcoin prices were mostly unchanged on Friday, closing the week in the red. On Friday, a single Bitcoin was at $3,675.31 on the Kraken crypto exchange. After opening last week above $4,000, Bitcoin logged a losing week with a decline of more than 5%, falling by over 9% on Thursday. And that's all about the current tendencies on Forex. And what trends prevailed in the commodity market last week?
In the commodity market, oil futures ended last week on a positive note. In Friday deals, WTI crude futures for February delivery fell by $1 or 1.9% to settle at $51.59 a barrel. WTI posted a weekly rise of about 7.6%. Thursday's settlement at $52.59 a barrel was the highest since December 7th. March Brent crude futures declined by $1.20 or 2% to $60.48 a barrel, with a gain of 6% for the week. The Brent settlement at $61.68 a barrel on Thursday was the highest since December 4th. The oil market moved higher after Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell emphasized that the central bank is flexible and patient and can change policy if the economic and financial outlook worsen. In gold trades, the precious metal moved higher on Friday as the US stock market slipped and expectations rose that the US Federal Reserve might hold its monetary policy tightening cycle. Spot gold was up by 0.1% at $1,287.76 an ounce. US gold futures settled by $2.10 higher at $1,289.50 per ounce.
Takhmina, thank you for the commodity market review. You've watched the weekly currency and commodity market review on InstaForex TV.
It was presented to you by us, Anna Kasatkina
and Takhmina Salomova.
Have a great day. Goodbye.
See you.